Good morning, children. Today we are going to learn what is passive voice. Before that, let us see the active voice of the sentence. How we will find out whether the sentence is an active voice or passive voice. Now see the sentence, Tom kicked the ball. Here the doer or the agent or subject of the sentence is Tom. The action is kicking and the receiver is ball. So it's in a correct format that agent comes first, action is in between, and the receiver is at the end. When the sentence in this format, then you say that the sentence is an active voice. Okay, now if we change this format and do it as the ball was kicked by Tom, then the receiver comes first, action is in between, and agent is at the end. Now you have changed the voice of the sentence and made it to the passive voice. So passive voice, the definition is simple. When you do not want to give importance to the subject of the sentence or the doer of the sentence, then you bring the sentence in passive voice. Yeah, if you do not want to mention the subject is also fine in passive voice. Why do we need passive voice? Passive voice is a more polite form of writing or listening a sentence, and also it is used in journalistic writing. So we require passive voice if we want to report something. Yeah, let's see the need of passive voice. Now see the next sentence. The story of my life
is an autobiography
novel. Helen Keller wrote it. Now this sentence is not in correct format. Why? You see that story of my life is a book. You are giving importance to a book. You are telling about book. You are highlighting a book. But the next sentence you are writing about the writer of the book. Okay, so that becomes a wrong format. So what will be the correct format here?
The story of my life is an autobiography novel. It was written by Helen Keller.
Okay, now you're highlighting the book only, so you want the next sentence in passive voice. So there is a need of passive voice. Okay, this is the definition of the passive voice, that the receiver comes first, the action is in between, the agent or the subject is at the end, or even you may miss out mentioning the subject. See, for example, the children were given an ice cream. The children were given an ice cream, but it was given by whom is not mentioned here. It's just the sentence is in passive voice that the children were given an ice cream. Next, the more polite form, you can say can the books be removed from the table? You are asking whether the books can be removed from the table. Whom you are asking is not mentioned here. So this sentence is in passive voice. Okay, so you have to remember that whenever you make a sentence in passive voice, you have to take care that you add the auxiliary verb correctly. Auxiliary verbs are is, has, do, did, will, shall, may, can, could, might, must, etc. are the auxiliary verbs is, has, do, did. This you have to add correctly before the verb. And you have to also change the tense of the verb. If the sentence is in past tense, your passive voice also will be in past tense only. Okay, see the exercise now. The train was on fire. Several people killed. Now you have to make this sentence in a past tense only. So you have to write it as were killed. The injured were shifted to hospital. The reason for the fire was unclear. A committee. Now committee is a collective noun. So you have to use here was, not were. Were you are using for only plural and was you are using for singular. So you are writing as a committee was appointed to investigate the cause of fire. Yeah. Next you see a function was organized to honor the eminent scientist, Professor C.N.R. Rao. He was conferred the Bharat Ratna. Several dignitaries were invited. Dignitaries are in plural, so it will come as were invited to the function. Many of his former students and acquaintances were expected to attend. Elaborate arrangements were made for the function. Now simple, we can conclude that was is for singular and were is for plural. And because both the sentences are in past tense, you have to also write in past tense only. Okay, see the next example and please complete this exercise in your grammar book, page number 22 and 23. Thank you. Have a nice day.